Hi and warmly welcome. Today we're going to talk about rum drinks and I've brought in an expert, namely Rum Roban. But hey, warm welcome. Thanks a lot. Fun to be here. We're going to make 3 classic rum drinks today. You've been with them forever. When did you fall for them?
About 20 years ago, I really got stuck, and since then it has only gone upwards. Oh damn, yes, but it's a spirit that never run out and surprise me, and that's what's fun because there are so many different flavors in them, and they are made in different ways. It's not very regulated everywhere, although it is, but that's what keeps my interest.
But you, Diplomatico Mantuano, can you briefly tell us what it is?
It's a rum that is part of the historic style of the Spanish school. This style is French, British and Spanish. Now, it was formed during the colonization of the Caribbean. The character of a Spanish style of rum is that it's made from molasses and it's fermented for a medium length of time. And then that one distills in a type of column still. Okay, so we start here from the beginning with the load. What is it? The byproduct of sugar production, when you have extracted all the sugar crystals from the sugar juice of sugar beets. Then it turns into a thick black sludge that looks like syrup. You take it, add some water and get a fermentation that you then put into this column still. And out comes a delicious drink.
Cool. You named Ron, get to ask the leading question. But you can choose any sugar you want.
You can't use just any raw materials. It has to be from sugarcane. Sugar from sugarcane, or molasses from sugarcane, or sugarcane wax from sugarcane. But not from sugarcane. Things told.
Okay, cool. This is a good thing to bring up when you're inviting someone over.
No, I can't write like this.
Yes, but one must have some such points. Yes, but it can't help. It has to be sugar bait. Or so it doesn't have to be. It has to be sugarcane, yes. But hey, can you test it?
It's 1:15.
Yes, bottom.
So you see here, we're talking about the background color. The color then comes from refining it after distillation by placing it in old bourbon barrels, American white oak. The casks are toasted beforehand, so you get a color that releases, and the color also gives flavor. Then you get some tannins, and then American white oak also releases a lot of vanillin in them, so there's a lot of vanilla in it. So it's quite common for it to go a bit towards. One can suspect that we have layers on the barrel if the taste has a hint of vanilla.
This is interesting because when I started learning about liquor and learned to like it, like drinking it neat, then it was rum that I first sort of lost myself. I indulged in it. Then I switched to bourbon, and after bourbon it was whiskey. What did I say? Oh, I know, I took a wrong turn. That's what happened, yeah? But then it's like, it was this sweetness and the vanilla and that which I really liked, and still do. But can you describe the scent of this a bit?
I think it's a pretty soft and smooth smell, and it would say it's a bit sweet in the smell. Dried fruit, I thought, for raisin dates, this piece I think you get, and vanilla above all. Character, more fullness, there are more tannins in the taste than in the smell. You think it will be sweeter than it is when you smell it, I think. The nose doesn't say the same thing as it does in the mouth. And it's a pleasant surprise, I think. There's a delightful sweetness at the end of the finish. Sweet, soft finish with sweetness. But then there is the cask character, there is this a bit caramelized sugar, some burnt sugar tones in this, which gives it some body. Still a safe profile, flavor profile of this one, I think. It doesn't squirt here or there, up or down, but it's quite nice. Stable, I'm going to describe this. And this one will be magical in a rum and cola.
Is it your turn to go first? Sure thing. This old man's drink of the old men, where their brother gin and tonic has had an unprecedented revival, where everyone cares about it, but still. So they have a bit of this with the cabbage, a little healthy.
It just stands in the corner and gathers
yes,
dust.
we do
now
that.
We're going to bring it into the spot.
Okay, I'll start with rum or cola.
We need a glass, we need rum.
Yes.
Yes, or cola. Yes, lime. Yes.
That's it. What glass would you use then?
Have it this good.
Okay.
What I was talking about earlier, it is to talk about the balance and proportions. When making rum and caramel, one usually talks about a part rum and 2 parts caramel. And then some kind of citrus, I would say, to taste. But if you're going for a whiskey lover, for example, fresh lime.
What is Cuba Libre?
It's a rum bowl with lime.
Good. Just so we clear that up. It's always nice. It also sounds much more snobbish. It sounds more Hemingway. Being able to order a nice one.
It sounds more tropical.
Yes, I do. 80.
Here we have some nice ice rods that are clear ice and fill the glass with ice.
Just
if you
fine.
only have regular whiskey cube, also make sure to fill the glass with ice, because cold is cold. 1-2 ice cubes for yourself. Will not be able to resist the cola and melts immediately, and then you get the water.
As lukewarm.
It's also...
So don't be afraid to have a proper niche.
It doesn't get weaker because you have...
Good light.
With a small kiss. So 5 centiliters of this Mantuano. But I'm making one for you and one for me.
Yeah, that was some neat ice, a little cola. Huh. It was cold.
We can measure, because I said about 10 centimeter. I think it's going to be pretty precise, Tom. I've done this before.
Yeah, but that's neat.
Then we have no more
it's
to
done.
Explain.
Now we know. It was 5 first, and then this, for me now, I think this clear ice, and it suddenly makes this one feel like it's worth paying $250 in a New York bar, considering how it looks. Contrary, if there had been lots of small ice cubes that make it look all groggy, you have lifted this one now. A cozy armchair is waiting a bit away.
It's better than giving it here. This way we can add a little thing. If you want a little extra, if you want one, this is how it is. If you want this drink, this is the standard measure. If you want this drink a little sweeter, then you have to have a little more proportions on. If you want it a bit stronger and you like stiffer drinks, then you have to raise a bit of the strength with little of mouthfeel.
Yes, but that's how it is with everything. That's the way it is with sauces, bread, everything, but you have to start somewhere. This is a general standard that works for most people.
A recipe is a template.
Dan,
taste is different.
smell this garbage.
You have different taste preferences than I do.
Yes,
not,
probably.
But, if you want a bit more acid, then there's a little cliff there extra, so you can squeeze it in.
Nice. Can I try this one now or what? I think I should. Cheers. Damn, how exciting. I'll take this off. I'm a little scared to get it on my nose. Yes. Salute. Salute. Oh, this is how they should be. You get supply of the limes. You get these small ones.
Gets it a bit on the nose to drive it, along with the cold vanilla, and so...
Okay, for me, who hasn't had rum cola in 20 years, this is really interesting because it has a good balance. And there's nothing that stands out or takes over or creates discomfort. This one just feels like harmony. Harmony. Yes, that's it. But it is quite moderately sweet. I find that nice because there is sugar in the toffee.
Yes, the cabbage is sweet. Shouldn't hide under the sun, but...
of course, we got that.
Yes, but what balances it up is then this delightful rum that, as I said, it was a kind of Spanish style, but this is a modern style of Spanish style of them. So this is how it is when I said that these historical styles are blurred a bit. And here we can have a practical example of it really, because here both columns still have been used. Pan pot still pan, which is a simpler distillation method that gives a tougher taste to the rum. Then they have also used a hybrid in between a pan meeting, kind of a bit of both worlds.
Damn it!
It has been distilled 3 times. And then they don't just use molasses in the fermentation of the raw material, but stir in some sugar here. And it's really sugar and charm simply explained as everything. You reduce it with heat. You boil it off so it becomes thicker.
Thank you
yes,
so
like
much.
a syrup. Oh, I call it sugar whole. It has nothing to do with
No, I
taste,
get
though.
it. But the lager has a flavor profile. And sugarcane, the reduction, syrup, honey, they have another.
They are 2 completely different taste palettes and small contents.
What's so cool about sugar is that it can be given so many different types of flavors.
Look at, if you go to ICA and shop, for example, yes, buy a muscovado sugar or a regular granulated sugar.
Cool.
It's
Yes,
two
good
separate
eye-opener. This classic of classics. But what do we do next?
We're making a Mantuano flour, I thought. Yes,
Mantuan and
we're spicing
milk.
this up a
Okay.
bit.
Fat, yes.
We will
Huh?
use ginger beer, which is more unsweetened wine. Ginger's drink with a lot of spiciness and good tracking sort of.
But hey, now we have the same kind of glasses as last time. You generally want tall, narrow glasses.
It's also
Yeah, we're
like
going
this,
a bit
really, it has
highball
nothing
on
to do
this.
with the shape of the glasses, but think about how big they actually are, what you get in proportions. So
Yes, and here I
it's
come.
the same proportions as we did with rum and candy. Yes. So it's going to be 1 part rum and 2 parts candy. Or ginger beer, and then we're going to garnish with a bit of saliva, my love.
Then we have 2 nice ice cubes, and as with the previous one, if you have regular cabbage or such you do yourself at home,
Thanks.
finally fill
Yes,
up the
always
glass.
a full glass with ice when you're mixing a grog.
Awesome!
Let's
Shall we start with
the ginger beer
I'm going
here.
to make a little float of them.
Saffron, 10 citre at the bottom.
Ginger beer. And then you've added 10 ginger beers, and then you have in 5 rum.
And then we're going to float this a bit. So I usually use the spoon here. You don't have to do this. This is a bit of an overkill, but it looks nice.
Yes, are you with
And
me
of course,
now?
visuals are quite important to create an interest in a drink.
No, what you are... oh, how nice. And also how good. And when you float it like this, do you want people to stir it when they start drinking? Yes. Or...
It's mostly for visual aesthetics. Imagine you're at a restaurant and all your friends come over to your
careless,
place,
no?
and then you get this. We will also garnish it a bit. So you usually slap the mint a bit, so you can release some fragrance.
Yes, and when you see it like this, you might think that he just nonchalantly slaps this one, then you might think, God, it's so pretentious. But the fact is that if you take an authority, if you smell it when it's just on the plant, it smells good. But when you bring out this and just squeeze a little out of it, otherwise
like,
you
this
smashed
is too
it,
harsh, you know. Sorry for
we take a new... And what's going to happen now is that when one puts their lips to this, then you feel like mint. You find a scent that spreads. Damn, that's stylish.
So I think you can squeeze that paste in there and get a centimeter of paste and get a little
Should I
acid
do
in
it? Shall we do it together? Subtitles from the Amaro community. Just like that.
Stir
Okay,
and
go.
ready. Cheers. Nah.
I am quite fond of this one. Like, it's fresh, it cleanses the palate, you can taste the flavors, you can feel the lime, the mint, you can feel the sugar. This almost vanilla-like tone.
You know, the combination of ginger and along with what's in the rum's character, this dried fruit and oak character and vanilla, it's a good
Love.
match.
But this was number 2. What's number 3?
Now we're going to make the last and smallest, but perhaps the strongest in taste.
Okay.
Yes, mostly with pressure. It's going to be a Mantuano old-fashioned.
But you are old-fashioned. Traditionally, it's done on bourbon. I understand that Rome is a natural flavor companion since it pulls... becomes life in the same direction.
Yes, but I mean, most importantly, as I mentioned earlier, this Mantuano is aged in old bourbon barrels, as I said earlier. So it has been like bourbon on the barrel that this one has been on. So there's a lot of this vanilla flavor here you get to recreate. There's a lot in common. Yes, and that makes you mix a drink like that, which then is, with bourbon from the original, it will work great. Then, of course, rum, everything tastes better with rum.
You're like a ketchup kid. But now we're not going to mix them in the glasses. Instead, now we're mixing them in a test tube.
And spread them out. It's about cooling down and watering it down. Not so much. That's what makes a stick drink. That's why you shake the ones you want out. More liquid. We are going to stir this. We stir 2 at once.
Yes!
I take a test tube and pull a tube screen. If you don't have a test tube,
Is it a glass cork?
Yes, a glass jar. Great. coffee latte in the spoon box.
That's
works
right,
really
because
well.
everyone has it at
yes,
home.
I
But
think
then you
so.
want an ice cube in this. Should I get
Exactly,
one
yes,
for this?
please,
So we have an ice cube here.
And then we should have 5 cl per drink then. And then we made a sugar syrup of equal parts sugar and equal parts water.
Yes.
Simple and not so much. No, a tablespoon, a spoon, a teaspoon.
Yes, you'll have to go
Here's
there.
a portion that is about 1/2 centimeter. Then if you want it sweeter, mais amastosa.
And exactly
you
that.
can taste this as you go along. So I'm gonna taste
yes.
it now. Then we need something else here. We need something called bitters. I brought 2 different bitters here. One is called Angostura bitter. And one is called Alginostura orange bitter.
Yes.
Orange is orange, a little more citrus tones in it. And this is more of a herbal and aromatic. So this is really...
Think positive.
Yes, a bartender's salt and pepper. So really like... just like chefs use salt and pepper to spice up the food. We use this to spice up our drinks, to get that little extra.
We make
big
the
difference.
preferences.
It's just a few drops. So I'm thinking here you can experiment a bit according to what you like. This is the original recipe with Angostura aromatic bitters. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 dashes per drink. And then we can taste this a bit. Shall we stir it so it gets a bit cold and let out some water from this ice cube?
Take
You can add a little orange to this.
I'm
one.
very fond of this. I think the orange goes so well usually when you do
Then
this
I
with
took
bourbon.
a dash per drink only. Good then. Better, and this, as I said, is a matter of taste. I think
Thank you for
it's,
me.
I think it's just sweet enough. I don't want more sugar personally, but that's my palate. And then we agree, and that's nice, and then we go for it. Then if you want it sweeter, take a little more sugar boxes and taste. This is also the thing. This is something we always have to remember. If you like it sweeter, if you like it stronger, adjust to your taste.
Yes!
I don't care how people mix them, as long as they themselves are satisfied.
That's how it is.
I don't care how they mix them, as long as they're in them.
No, I don't like that. So we are adding 2 ice cubes here.
In each global old-fashioned glass.
If you don't have ice cubes...
Yes, as I said earlier, maximized with ice. You don't really need to serve this on ice if you stir it really cold.
For now we've made a really cold Harry, but it looks good.
It looks nice and it lasts a bit longer. Then you have to pour this up. Serve this up in 2, so you don't
Yes,
get more
completely
than-
right.
That's right, we are
Reasonable.
all like
I
brothers,
think
so-
it's nice because now you can see that it's a bit oily, and that's just when you've chilled it and
little
watered
sugar
it down
in
a
it too,
bit.
so that it becomes a
Thanks
bit
for
more
me.
cloudy. There we go. Pretty good. Now we're going to do 2 more things.
Yes.
This might be a bit advanced, but here are some orange. Now we'll take one. You can use a potato peeler if you don't have such a nice grater. Then you just want the thin outer part of the shell itself, and then you should squeeze out the oils. That makes such a difference. Whether you want to keep it in the glass or not, matter of taste. I like to keep it in the glass because the longer it stays, the more it tastes to sinew, and then I think it breaks off a bit color-wise. You get a little happy when you see it, I think. Draw around on the edge so you get the first contact. Then I can go, and then we have it. Then we have it. So I thought we should use this wonderful... This is so delicious.
Nightjock, you're welcome. Good, thanks.
And maraschino terry.
Replenishable. So it is... I can take one. I do quality assurance like
Now I've
this.
done it.
Because the thing
Tasting
is
your
that...
noses.
They are so damn good. They strangely taste like cherries. If you get something like this for a cocktail, then you know it's quality. In the same way that I can eat this with just vanilla ice cream.
This is super delicious. And a little tastier than these ones that you got in this fruit mix.
Yes, no, I mean no.
ha.
Classic cocktail equipment.
Enjoy your meal.
Yes, thanks so much. A great meal. So
Say
much
hello
fun
in your
to.
beautiful kitchen.
Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. Very good bass, yes.
Does the choir also know from the Citrus
For me,
Bowl?
I need to have the orange in. It makes such a difference to the overall
Yes.
experience.
And then it doesn't get as messy. It gets a bit more fresh when you get to
Yes,
stay in.
because it's a thing that I believe was the reason why I got into old-fashioned. Besides watching Mad Men like everyone
right.
else, that's when I discovered
it's the
it.
time he's still drinking. He drinks around the
Yes,
Radiant
2:15. Yes. It doesn't taste like spirits, but it tastes. It has a complexity that is incredibly nice without being complicated.
And I think in this case where we use Mantuanon, I find that Mantuanon itself has quite a soft and smooth character. That's why you also need to be a little careful with the sugar.
Yes,
You shouldn't
true.
get too much
No,
because it's not good if
you
too
and
sweet
I
unless
don't
you
think
like.
it turns out good being too sloppy. Very good. Thank you so much for being able to come here. I make sure to put all the recipes in the description. There you will also find the links to Rom Robban's Instagram and his website. If you have any ideas about cocktails and drinks that we should make with them, please write a comment. If you have any questions about these drinks we've made today, please feel free to leave a comment. If you thought this was fun, please feel free to hit like. If you're not already subscribed, do it because I'll be back soon with a new video. Unfortunately without Romy Robban that time. But we must hope that we will be back a little later.